Welcome to week 9 of Bible Studies for Life, and the third week going through the temptations that Jesus faced while in the wilderness. So excited about this. I hope you are too. I hope you've enjoyed going through this with your class as you're leading it or just in the study. So before we look at the passage, be sure and subscribe and like. If you haven't already liked the videos, like it. We appreciate when you do that for sure. Comment. If you've got a question or whatever, put that in there and share it with others. And then if you'd like to support our mission ministry and this teaching ministry, you can go to this website listed here and give to our ministry. We always love it when people do that. Helps us keep this going. So let's dive into this passage from Deuteronomy 6 and Matthew 4. Now we're going backwards in Deuteronomy and forward in Matthew for this week. All right. When the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that he would give you, a land with large and beautiful cities that you did not build, houses full of every good thing that you did not fill them with, cisterns that you did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant. And when you eat and are satisfied, be careful not to forget the Lord who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the place of slavery. Boy, what a challenge. This message again, Deuteronomy, is Moses' final message to the Israelites before they enter the promised land, before he dies. And this is so good, isn't it? He tells them, God promised this to you, right? He promised it to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, hundreds of years before you guys existed. God promised that he would bring the people of Israel, the children of Abraham, he would bring them to this place, this large and beautiful land. And he says that he's going to give you this land that has these large and beautiful cities that you did not build. And there are going to be these houses. You didn't fill them up with anything, and these cisterns that you didn't dig, and these vineyards and olive groves that you didn't plant. You're going to be blessed with all of these things that you did nothing to get other than follow me and show up in this place. And you were born into slavery. It was hard for you. You were rescued out of that. You spent 40 years walking through the wilderness because of your own sin. And now here you are, the children of the leaders of that generation that came out of Egypt. And now here you are about to take the promised land, and you're going to gain all of these things. And you're going to profit from what others have done. Other people have done things before you, and you're going to be standing on their shoulders enjoying all of this that you did nothing for, okay? And when that happens, and it says, when you eat and when you're satisfied, be careful not to forget the Lord. Moses knows, the Lord knows us, right? Knows how we are, and that we enjoy all of the benefits of what others have sacrificed for, and we think we earned it. We, in fact, deserve it. Because it's not that we're blessed, it's that we're just getting what we are just desserts. And then we even begin to think, we did it. We're the ones who got ourselves here. It had nothing to do with God's work, and certainly nothing to do with our predecessors. It was us. Don't forget the Lord, he says. Boy, if I could think of anything that's appropriate for the generation today, and not just in America, around the world, that enjoys so much and has we have so many blessings, so much technology and wealth, and so much modernity, ease. We forget. We think we did it. We forget others came before us, and we think we have earned this. It had nothing to do with other people. It had nothing to do with God's blessing. We forget that. Boy, okay. He says, fear the Lord your God, worship him, and take your oaths in his name. Do not follow other gods, the gods of the peoples around you. For the Lord your God, who is among you, is a jealous God. Otherwise, the Lord your God will become angry with you and obliterate you from the face of the earth. Fear the Lord. Worship him. Take your oaths in his name, and do not follow other gods. This remembrance of who God is, Who is it that brought the people out of Egypt? Who is it that delivered them into the promised land? Who is it that will conquer the promised land for them? It is God who will do that. Fear him, worship him, follow him, believe in him, trust him, and don't take up the gods of the people that were defeated. Goodness. And he says, because God is a jealous God. Now, this is not a negative sense, okay? Here's the way I like to think about this, okay? If you're a guy and you're dating a girl and she starts talking to another guy and you get jealous about that guy, well, that's wrong, because you know what? She can pick whoever she wants and he can be as good or better than you or whatever. You don't know that, right? But God can be jealous because there is no other God. So if we decide that we want to turn, a box into God, or we want to turn a piece of wood into God, or we want to turn a piece of stone into God, or we want to turn money into God, well, that's not God at all. And there is only one God. And so it is okay for the one God to be jealous of us who are pursuing and putting in his place those things which are less, demonstrably less. There's no even comparison to how much less they are. And he is the only one who can be jealous, rightfully so, because he's the only one who can make the demand and deserves our complete obedience and our worship and devotion and love and loyalty. Only him. So he can be jealous, right? And he says, the Lord, if you start following others, the Lord will become angry with you and will obliterate you. You hear that? God's being pretty serious with him, isn't he? You need to follow me and follow me only. And then he says this in Matthew. We go to the New Testament now, right? And again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. And he said to him, I will give you all these things if you will fall down and worship me. And then Jesus told him, go away, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him. He takes him up to this high place, high mountain, right? Where he can see everywhere. He can see north, south, east, west. He can see everything, right? He can't see the whole world, obviously, but he can see everything, right? And he shows him all of this. And he says, I will give you these things. If you just bow down and worship me, I will give you this. Now, just think about the temptation, okay? Satan, who is a temporary resident, right? His days are numbered, is talking to Jesus, the creator of the universe, offering him that which Jesus already owns. Just bow down and worship me. And then there is this other sense of him saying, this rightful kingship that you want over all of this, I can give that to you, which he can't. He can't give it. But Jesus becomes the one in that place through certain events, right? Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father after he goes to the cross and rises from the dead and then ascends. And Satan says, look, I think I can do a bypass for you. I think we can get you out of that, where you won't have to go through all of this. Let's do things the easy way. Remember the garden again? We'll go back to the garden. What is it that Satan tells Eve? You want to be equal with God? I can do that. Just eat this and you'll be that. That temptation to take things the easy way, to find some workaround instead of just doing it God's way and allowing God to make things happen within his will and his time as he desires it. Listen, the temptation often is that Satan offers us something he can't deliver. The second part of that temptation is that he offers those things cheaply, shortcut. There's no shortcuts here. And there is no bowing down to anything else. If we go back to this, we think about this. Look, follow him only. Follow the Lord your God only, right? Well, then here we are. Fall down and worship me. And Jesus says, go away. For it is written, you worship the Lord your God and serve only him. You just serve God. And you let God take care of it in his time. You let God do it his way. Well, we love the shortcuts, don't we? We love to find some easy way out, some easy way through where we don't have to do it that way. The end of this passage says, then the devil left him and angels came and began to serve him. One of the other gospels says Satan left to return again at another time. God the Father took care of Jesus the Son. in his time, he will reign over all of this, and he will have a new heaven and a new earth, and Satan will be cast into the lake of fire that burns forever. Um, all of that will happen. But Jesus was not going to take a shortcut. And if Jesus is not going to take a shortcut, then we shouldn't either. We should follow the Lord and let God work things out as God works things out. And as he said to the Israelites, when we begin to see God prosper in our lives and do things in our hearts and bless us, if we just look around and see all that he has already done for us, don't take that for granted and don't think that we're already in that place. We're not. Wherever we are is because of what God has already done and other people have sacrificed for. So let's appreciate them and worship the Lord. Hope that's helped. Thanks for watching. It's a great series of events that happen here as Jesus is being tempted by Satan. Hope they're helpful for you as you teach. Thanks for teaching. God bless you, all of you that teach. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. We like that. Share with others. If you've got comments or questions, put those in the comments below, and we will see you next time.